What is a buzzword that immediately sets off your bullcrap alarm? Story 1. Any product that advertises its ingredients as natural. Emulsifier, arsenic, and cyanide are both natural, yet you don't see people gloating about their health benefits. Reply 1. Like crocodiles, facies, and volcanoes are natural too. You don't see me eating them as a mid-afternoon snack. Reply 2. Or the opposite. That has chemicals in it. Not harmful chemicals, just chemicals. Trying to explain to someone that everything is made from chemicals when they don't want to know is pretty pointless. Reply 3. My mother always says, dog crap is natural, but that doesn't mean you should eat it. Not sure why it's specifically dog crap, but the point stands. Reply 4. Same thing with organic. Literally just means that something is carbon-carbon or carbon-hydrogen based. Butane and formaldehyde are organic. Doesn't mean they're safe. I understand that agricultural organizations have their own definitions of organic, but they still don't necessarily mean healthy. Reply 5. Organic in the context of food is a protected term and has a specific meaning. Natural is not a protected word. You're right that neither means healthy, but natural has no real defined meaning or requirements in the context of food. In the US, while organic does. Doesn't apply to brand names though. So Bob's Organic Farms carrots doesn't mean anything, while Bob's Farms Organic Carrots means it meets the requirements to use that word. Story 2. I work at a school district. Every year there's a new bullcrap buzzword. This year it's calibrate. That word comes out in a meeting or agenda, and you know the bullcrap is about to get deep. Reply 1. Aloha? Also a teacher for nearly 20 years. We have cycled back to use differentiated constantly. And remember your why. Listen, I love my job and the kids, but my why is the paycheck. Or I would be on my couch crocheting and watching random YouTube documentaries. Reply 2. I was once asked in an interview how I differentiate during a test. I did my thesis on Universal Design for Learning, UDL, and ran around the world telling everyone that UDL is superior to differentiation, until the Department of Education scrapped UDL. F them, I still use it. Reply 3. I was once asked in an interview how I differentiate during a test. Reply 4. OMG, thank God I retired. Calibrate? They are reaching with that one. How about changing your mindset? I remember hearing that a million times. Reply 5. Remember during COVID and the word was grace, but the teachers didn't seem to get any. This year for us it was discourse, and we talked it to death. Story 3. Blockchain, Muxex, integrated with AI, always online, integrates with social media, while reinventing the blah 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 product market. I do not need a fridge that is asking me if I want to reorder more eggs, but only works when the internet connection is constant, and only after I have linked it to my Facebook account that uses secure blockchain technology for my security, and completely reimagines the human experience with refrigerators. Bro, I need a box that stays cold, and if I'm lucky, it'll have a separate box that stays colder, and if I'm really lucky, it will make ice cubes without having to always fill the plastic trays. That's where I think the technology has hit its peak. Reply 1. Don't hold yourself to that. Dream big. The cold box / colder box / ice maker thingy can also dispense water. Daw, laugh out loud. Reply 2. Yeah, you know it should have a flat surface on top where you hide all the cookies and sweets out of reach of kids, but other than that, the technology is basically mature. Reply 3. This part is imperative. Don't put the kids on your shoulders around the cold box because then they'll see the cookies and demand some. Reply 4. You know what product has been utterly ruined by this crap? Home security cameras. It's almost impossible to buy a camera that connects to your home Wi-Fi, is managed by a PC app, and backs up /loops on your private network. Everything is cloud-based storage, which they will start free and then rug you into a subscription service. And the only apps they have for management are on your phone. Like, if I'm trying to see what the hell happened on my security camera, why is my only option squinting at my phone? I hate this timeline. Story 4. Chemicals. When used in a context like, oh no, don't eat/touch have anything to do with that, it's full of chemicals. Like, literally everything is chemicals/molecules. I will need more information before I start getting afraid, sorry. Reply 1. I once saw a store saying real food doesn't have chemicals, and sent a pic to my biochem professor just to watch his 10-minute rant the next class. Did the same thing with an all-silicon cutting board that claimed to be organic. Reply 2. The cutting board was probably not silicon, but silicone, which is family of polymers, most of which do contain carbon. Reply 3. Dude, this is such ignorant oversimplification. Sure, everything is made of chemicals, but not all chemicals are natural. You should only trust all natural chemicals. Anything all natural is safe. Raw milk, poison ivy, rattlesnake venom, RFK Jr. syrup, botulism, syphilis. It's all perfectly safe. Reply 4. While we're on the subject of chemophobia and misunderstanding of the meaning of chemicals, might I also take this opportunity to introduce unfamiliar folks with a naturalistic fallacy? Both helpful things to learn about. Reply 5. Chemical-free is one of my favorite advertisements I've seen. So, you're just selling a vacuum of empty space? Story 5. 2 words. Team player. Anytime I hear it, I know that I'm about to do majority of the work for 0 credit and little reward. Reply 1. Couldn't be more true. I've heard that a lot at a few different places and instantly knew I was going to get screwed with no lube. Reply 2. Yes. And you're supposed to be happy about it and ask for more, or else your next performance review will suffer. Story 6. Unprecedented. As soon as I hear unprecedented in the news, I tune out, because it seems like every single effing event these days that is just slightly different from before is unprecedented. Story 7. Most corporate jargon sounds like BS. I work in that world and it seems like they're hiding the truth. Reply 1. Or they are vague and lazy thinkers. Jargon and imprecise thought are typically the same thing. People whose thinking is vague and lazy habitually reach for some ready-made piece of jargon. I love when they run them together. We'll circle back and touch base with a fulsome dialogue after we do a deep dive to see where the low-hanging fruit are. We'll see how much leverage our thought leadership gives us in getting to the new normal. Reply 2. I have lived abroad for decades and always worked in local companies, so like a few years ago when I took a job working for a branch of an American company and started joining meetings with the American business leaders, it was like they were speaking a foreign language. So much jargon and lingo and even different grammar, focusing to align and accelerate operationalized resource capacity for peak expertise review of the operating model. One told me to action the onboarding assessment. I had literally no idea what I was being asked to do. Turns out this means interview the job candidates. Reply 3. Here in Brazil, I've seen the use of action as a verb being apertuguesed. So this boss of mine was saying actionar. We have acionar, which means roughly activate, and it would be way better. But no, he had to turn action verb into Portuguese. Story 8. Their, your, or my truth. I just instantly hear bullcrap rationalization for crappy behavior. There's only one truth, and it's called the truth. Story 9. Think it's trending down again now, but for a while there people were trying to work gaslighting into every sentence and mostly using it wrong. Reply 1. Gaslighting is strictly the practice of trying to convince someone that they aren't experiencing reality correctly. It's a manipulation tactic and isn't the same as withholding information and lying. Story 10. Think of the children. When said by a politician is 9 times out of 10, immediately followed by the most overt tyrannical bullcrap they can get away with. They use the phrase to turn off your critical thinking and it works. Reply 1. Those same politicians who brandish think of the children are usually thinking of them. Pervertedly or protecting someone who does. It's a sick deflection. Story 11. Education world. Growth mindset. Toxic positivity to the point where it circles back to become nothing will ever be good enough. Rigor, apparently this doesn't mean hard/strict high standards. No one really knows what this is. Data-driven practices. This one drives me nuts. In theory, yes, if a lesson design or activity type shows better gains, it should be applied more often. However, we are dealing with human children that have a load of external factors that make data highly inaccurate. But no a-holes here, ignore that. Reply 1. As a research psychologist who sometimes dips into education literature, I've looked into a few big papers from time to time and oh lordy, some of the methods, analyses, and conclusions are so shaky, I'd hesitate to let those data drive me to my mailbox. Psych had its own come-to-Jesus moment over this stuff 10 years ago, and we're still sweeping skeletons out of closets, of course. Story 12. Processed food. I know what you are attempting to say, but for the love of God, just have an actual definition. Reply 1. I mean, pretty much all of the food we eat is processed in some way. Cooking is an act of processing. Story 13. Streamline. I have never seen a person actually take a process and streamline it to make it more efficient. Reply 1. I work in restaurants, and there are a few times where we definitely did streamline a process. In a general office environment, that just smells like bullcrap from here. Story 14. Ingredients you can actually pronounce. Your ability to read has nothing to do with nutritional value. Story 15. Blessed. I craft, and every time I hear that, I instantly cringe. I'm an Aussie, and we just don't say that crap. So much of our stamps are designed overseas and have words like this and "You're grateful." I searched around and finally found a stamp that had sayings such as "crap happens" and "cancer sucks." I need to design my own stamp with all the best swear words. Story 16. AI, it's turned into a marketing term. It used to be smart, now I'm seeing things like air fryers and appliances, saying they have on board AI to help you achieve the perfect cook. Reply 1. AI was never good. Algorithmic models are useful, but when people call it AI, that's when it's bullcrap. Reply 2. My new AC supposedly has AI for optimizing its work. Mostly it just means that it doesn't do what I want it to do. Story 17. Homeopathy, chiropractic, military grade. Industrial grade. 4 out of 5? Insert healthcare provider type. Recommend adding deep, dark, or crypto to something. With a oddly specific year warranty. Story 18. Superfood. Anytime I hear someone talk about something being a superfood, I know they're yanking my chain. Especially when I saw my brother-in-law cracking open a peach pit to eat the seed, claiming he read on the internet that it's a superfood. I had to remind him of something called amygdalin, which metabolizes into hydrogen cyanide when you eat peach seeds, and that he's an idiot for eating it because someone on the internet said it's a superfood. Story 19. Quantum in sci-fi stories. 90% of the time the author doesn't actually have any idea what they're talking about. Story 20. Anything in the corporate psychology playbook. I am not motivated by having a slideshow over my head showing me our 6 different mission statements. I do my job to the best of my ability and then I go home.
Thanks for watching until the end. If you have a similar story to these that you want to share with us, please leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and subscribe. For more videos like this one right now, please stop by our channel. Thanks again, and see you next time.